What's going on, everybody? I wanted to go live right before my man Jonathan Guzman joins in with me. Uh, should be an interesting interview. This is the first time I interview somebody I actually know personally. Jonathan Guzman, me and him, we used to train at the same gym. He was always real cool, real flexible. He always made sure that I knew that if I needed help with any kind of, whether it be throwing a hook or a jab or working on a counter, anything like that, he was always very nice to me. So I'm looking forward to this. He's again, like I said, he's a very, very cool guy, sometimes shy a bit, but hopefully since he's comfortable with me, I can get him to loosen up a little bit and give me all the information. I have a lot of questions for him. He has a really interesting story as far as what he's been throughout his career. A lot of people don't know about his story, but that's why the voice of Dominican boxing is here, aka me, Broadway Joel. I'm going to tell his story, ask him the right questions, ask him questions you guys may not have been aware of him. And yeah, again, he's somebody I'm familiar with, personally. Again, we have a personal relationship, and I'm looking forward to the interview. Well, first, Real American fan, shout out to you, my brother. Box Talk 101 notification gang. Yo, I appreciate that, man. I really, really do. Yeah, man. We're about to get this interview on and popping. By the way, this is my first former world champion. This is my first former world champion. I'm glad it's a Dominican. I had a few former world champions that I was gonna interview. I had them lined up, and they kind of fell through. A couple, are waiting for certain fights to get lined up so they could come on my channel and promote it. And yeah, so didn't happen for whatever reason. But hey, this is a blessing in disguise. My first former world champion is a Dominican boxer. So I am definitely the voice of Dominican boxing. That's 100% true, man. Yeah, I like that moniker, the voice of Dominican boxing. Yes. I was given that nickname by a fellow YouTuber, Box Talk 101. I know you like to do collabs with other YouTubers. Ezra from the Ezra podcast. Shout out to him. He was the one who gave me that nickname. He called me that, and I was like, I like that nickname, and I just kind of took and run with it. So I told him, I was like, listen, wherever I take this channel, you could always have that claim to fame that you gave me that nickname. So shout out to Ezra from the Ezra podcast. Again, Box Talk 101. I would love to see you two guys go back and forth. I feel like you guys, he's from California as well, so you guys may have a little bit more bond. You're both Mexicans as well. So I would love to see that dynamic between you two guys. But yeah, I just wanted to, before he comes on, I wanted to talk about a few things. So this Saturday, we got a bunch of fights. We got Sebastian Fundora fighting Erickson Lubin. We also have who else? We have Triple G comeback fight against Murata, which is a unification fight. So I know Murata got upgraded from regular champion to super champion, but nonetheless, it's a unification fight. It's for 2 belts. It's in the middleweight division, one of the glory divisions, one of the most historical divisions in boxing. So I'm interested in that fight, especially since if Triple G wins, he's guaranteed the Canelo fight. Also, the fight I'm looking most forward to is the Ryan Garcia's fight, to be honest with you. He's in the 135 division, which is one of the hottest division in boxing. Also, right under 140, which in my opinion is the hottest division in boxing. That's the fight I'm most looking forward to this weekend. But honestly, all three. I'm looking forward to the Sebastian Fundora Lubin fight, as well as the undercard fight is Tony Harrison versus Sergio Garcia. I love that fight. And then you got Ryan Garcia, who we haven't seen in a while, come back, and hopefully he can come back to his regular form and do good. And then we also got Triple G and Murata. Actually, both Triple G and Murata are both coming off long layoffs. And again, it's a unification fight. So this weekend, we definitely have a good lineup of boxing. I'm looking forward to it. And let's see how that pans out. I really, really want to check that out, man. I really want to see how all these fights plan out because, the winner of Sebastian Fundora versus Erickson Lubin is the WBC mandatory for the 154 belt. So that's an important fight. Ryan Garcia, he's one of the most popular fighters in boxing, one of the more important figures in boxing because of the weight he fights at, also his presence on social media, his relationship with the Paul brothers. So I love that. I love that that comeback fight. Also, and then again, the Triple G fight, it's a unification fight, whether you care about the belts or not. And again, if Triple G wins, he's guaranteed a fight against Canelo. So all these fights this weekend, whether you like the matchups or not, are all relevant for the future of the sport of boxing. So I'm definitely super excited about it. I haven't checked out his channel, but we have each other on Twitter. I'm gonna have to find his YouTube channel. Yeah, as Raw Podcast. That's his YouTube channel. Nobody gives a shit about Michaela Mayer. Poor girl. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, I mean, that is whatever. I'm not even gonna touch that, but you know, she hasn't really made a presence in the U.S. market. It's unfortunate, but that's just, you know, some women connect with the boxing world, some don't. Michaela is not somebody who's been connecting. Clarissa, as much as it pains me to say, she hasn't really been connecting with the boxing audience, but Katie Taylor has, Amanda Serrano has, Senicia Estrada has. Who else has? There's been a few girls, but Mayer just seems not to be one of them, unfortunately. Triple G is on at 3 a.m., right? That's shaking my head. Nah, I believe he's on like at 8 a.m., like 7 a.m. Like it's pretty early, but it's not. Honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna watch that live. I might have to watch that when I wake up, like on replay on the zone. I don't know if I'm waking up early to see, you know, a Triple G fight. I don't know about that. Hold on, guys. It's 6:58. I'm a little early, but I'm gonna send the link. Hold on, let me text this guy the link so he can hop on and join us, and I can ask all these questions. And guys, don't worry, I will be asking him if he can stay on, and the fans could call in and ask questions in case you guys think I missed something, or you know, are curious yourself and want to ask something. I definitely will be doing that, as I do for most of my interviews. Hopefully he has good service, because he's in the Dominican Republic. And listen, man, that's hit or miss, bro. That really is hit or miss. Like, but yeah. Oh, yeah, salt is not seasoning. Laugh out. Michaela's World Championship fight getting outshined by two fights that aren't for belts. Kudos to Ryan and Lubin. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily kudos to Ryan and Lubin. It's more they're more popular than Michaela Mayer. Michaela Mayer is not buzzing in these streets. Like, at least I don't think so. Have you guys been hearing a lot of people asking you questions? Listen, I'm a boxing YouTuber. This is the first time she's ever come up on here. The most people have come up and asked about Katie Taylor. Some people actually have asked about Clarissa Shields, but nobody's ever brought her up. She finally is here. Tracy, aka Boxer Girl. What's up? How you doing? I'm glad you made this one. Unfortunately, you missed the last 17 interviews I've done, but you're here for this one, and I appreciate that. I sent him the link. Hopefully, he picks up soon, because I do want to talk about other things about in the boxing world, not just you know, just this interview. So right after the interview, I will be going on my regular show and talk about Ryan Garcia and Triple G and all these guys, all these fights coming up, as well as other things that I want to touch on. So don't worry about that. She will, though. She's training with Manny Robles. All right, we'll see. We'll see if she gets popular. We'll see. Honestly, she is she it's hard for women, because women don't knock other women out, and there's no necessary, she has no rival. Like, who is her, like, oh my god, you gotta beat her, you know what I'm saying? Like Clarissa Shields, who's her enemy, who's her heel, who's her, you know, Joe Frazier to her Muhammad Ali? Is Savannah Marshall. You get what I'm saying? Same thing with Amanda Serrano. Who's her rival? It's Katie Taylor. Who's Michaela Mayer's rival? I have no idea. They haven't built up another girl that's in her weight division that, oh, they hate each other, they can't stand each other, or these are clearly the two best in that division. There's been none of that. So yeah. Amanda is the best female boxer right now. Absolutely. Shout out to Amanda Serrano, Brooklyn girl. I've been knowing her for a minute, so shout out to her, man. Shout out to her. Oh, I don't know. I text this guy. I always get nervous when I don't get a response right away. I text this guy, man. Hold on. Let me text him again. Hold on. I'm texting him, guys. I'm not texting my girl. Not. uh, Hold on. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So he just responded to me. He should be coming on soon. So, Shy, I'm excited. Hopefully, this man, hopefully, I honestly, I'm just worried about the service. He told me he's in DR, man. Like when I had on Hector Luis Garcia, shout out to Hector Luis Garcia for giving me the interview and answer. He gave me a lot of good answers. But man, that internet was choppy, and it's hard when you translating, and one or two things you miss, and it could change the whole sentence. So, hopefully, he has good service out there. Yo, Ari, my man, how's it going? It's going good, man. It's going good. My man just responded. He's gonna come on. He's just, I guess he's setting up, or I don't know what he's doing, but I just got confirmation he's gonna hop on, and we're gonna be able to interview him. So, Ari, I know you're definitely gonna want to call in and ask you some questions. This is a former world champion. We don't have a lot of world champions in the Dominican Republic. This guy was an IBF champion, and he got robbed in his last fight. Did you guys see that last fight? He was on the undercard of that. I believe it was that Jose Vargas, Jose Cepeda fight. He was on the undercard that he outboxed the shit out of some motherfucker. I believe his name was Carlos Jackson or something like that. He outboxed him, beating him. I remember Andre Ward was like, man, this is a boxing lesson. And at one point he was not using his right hand, and Andre Ward took note of that and was like, his right hand might be hurt, but he's beating him up with just his left hand. He was catching him with hooks and jabs and spinning around and showing beautiful footwork. And they gave the decision to the other guy. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And since then, he hasn't been on a top rank card, which that seems to be a trend. A Dominican takes one loss and they just drop him. So we're going to get to the bottom of that. We're going to get to the bottom of that. Because if I got to be on Top Rank's head for not treating Dominicans right, believe me, I will. Believe me, I will. I don't do press passes. You can't ban me. I buy my own tickets when I go to events. So I'm gonna ask him about that. See if he did get dropped from Top Rank, or if he was ever signed to Top Rank. I'm not sure. These are questions that I need answered, which is why I'm having him on the show. Hopefully, he joins soon, and we can clear this up. Hold on. He told me he had it, but he's not on. I don't know what's up. Yeah, no Dominican should sign with Top Rank. Absolutely, Ari. Absolutely. Now, they don't deserve us, man. Shout out to PBC for fucking signing mad Dominicans. They got all the Dominicans on their side. I can't think of one Dominican on Matchroom, Golden Boy, Top Rank. None of those guys. All the Dominicans are with PBC. So shout out to PBC for doing that. But yeah, let's get into some while we wait for him. Let's get into some other stuff in boxing until he hops on, because I got you guys waiting. But I wanted to show you guys something. And when I say that boxing is in a golden era, it's because I genuinely think that boxing is definitely in a very, very, very good space. I am excited as to what's gonna come of this future in the boxing world, and how the best are fighting the best, regardless of the narrative that people are trying to put out there that, oh, like this generation sucks. No, this is one of the best generations in boxing. And we're gonna look back at this generation and go, whoa, these people are definitely this generation was definitely something special. Wow. And your sons are going to be like, I wish I was in that generation, daddy. Look, this is crazy run of fights. All top fives versus top five. So this is Triple G versus Murata, Canelo versus Bivol, Spence versus Ugas, Charlo versus Castano, Fury versus White, Cambosos versus Haney, Valdez versus Stevenson, Inui versus Donaire, Taylor versus Serrano, Joshua versus Usyk, Fulton versus Roman, Beterbiev versus Smith. Bro, I'm telling you, we are in a stacked era of boxing. But we got our guest here, my guy Jonathan Guzman. De lo mío, ¿qué lo que, mi hermano?
¿Cómo tú estás, mi hermano? Buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenas noches.
Buenas noches, mucho tiempo que no lo veo. ¿Usted cómo usted está?
Sí, todo bien, gracias a Dios. Tú sabes, trabajando sobre el peso para mi próxima pelea. Este viernes 8, si Dios quiere.
Ok. Esto es algo histórico para la página mía. Esta es la primera vez que le voy a hacer una entrevista a alguien que era campeón mundial. Entonces ya tú estás en la historia conmigo.
Claro, claro.
I was just telling him, guys, that he's now in the history books because he's the first world champion that I ever interviewed on my channel. Ok. Yo voy a hacer la pregunta en inglés y en español, después voy a traducir, así para los que están viendo pueden entender, ¿ok?
Ok.
Okay. So how did you get into boxing? Because, you know, in Dominican Republic, boxing is not a major sport. ¿Cómo tú empezaste a boxear? Porque tú sabes que en el país de nosotros el boxeo no es el número uno del deporte, es el béisbol.
Ok, yo empecé a boxear en la edad como de 10 años por ahí, en un club que le llamaban Nuestro Esfuerzo. Está por ahí por la capital, por la Sursa. Ahí empecé yo a tirar mi primero trompones ahí en ese patio, porque era un patio ahí, ya tú sabes, sin ring y sin nada, así, con polvo y todo.
Wow. Wow. So he said that he started boxing at the age of 10. ¿Cómo se llamaba el gimnasio otra vez?
Club Nuestro Esfuerzo.
Okay. So the club name was our strength. So he said that the boxing gym was just a backyard. It was dirty. It was full of dust everywhere. They didn't even have a ring. That they would just, you know, it was just basically they would box in the backyard, and that's where he first started throwing his punches. ¿Tú has peleado con alguien como, tú sabes, alguien que nosotros hubiéramos conocido en la profesional, en amateur, o ha ganado algunos torneos en amateur que, como la Panamericano o tú sabes, algo así? Did you fight anybody in the amateurs that we would know? Also, did you win any amateur tournaments?
Sí, yo participé en varias competencias aquí internacionales. Incluso yo fui miembro de la selección infantil, selección juvenil y selección superior. Y participé en varios torneos internacionales como Copa Romana, representando aquí a República Dominicana, Copa Independencia y varios torneos más que hacían internacionales aquí. Y yo participé, sí.
Okay. He says that he was part of the Junior Olympics and he fought in a bunch of tournaments, whether it be Copa America or Copa International, and that he was part of the Junior Olympics. So he definitely went and fought in a lot of tournaments. ¿Tú entrenaste con Armando Hernandez? Did you train with the Cuban trainer Armando Hernandez?
Armando.
Sí, Armando Hernández es un cubano que está
Cubano,
entrenando. Sí.
cubano, sí. Ya yo estaba saliendo de ahí ya cuando él llegó.
Oh, okay. So he says he didn't train with the Cuban trainer who now heads the Dominican national team. That when he arrived, he was already he already was leaving the amateurs. Okay. You ended up in New York after your amateur days. I believe after a few pro fights. How did you ended up here? Tú en un momento nosotros lo conocimos en Nueva York. Tú viniste. ¿Cómo fue que tú viniste aquí en Nueva York? ¿Cómo fue ese proceso?
Bueno, fue un proceso de visa, una visa, la visa que le dan a todos los atletas, la visa P1. Yo me estaba rankeado en ese momento, mi promotor era Samsung, Leo Cowie, y tenía una pelea con Rigondeado, con Guillermo Rigondeado en China, y era por los títulos de él. Entonces ahí me gestionaron la visa, me dieron visa y luego que me dieron la visa la pelea se cayó porque yo no estaba rankeado en ese momento en la OMB. Estaba rankeado en 3 organismos menos en la OMB y por eso la pelea la cancelaron. y era en China. Y así fue que yo pude ir allá a Estados Unidos de esa forma.
Okay, so he said that how he got to New York was he applied for a visa, a P1 visa, which is it's a visa specifically for special athletes. That's how a lot of these international fighters end up moving to America, and their process is a little bit easier than if you were just applying to live in America just for a better life. So he says that he was ranked in the world in 3 of the sanctioning bodies: the IBF, the WBC, and the WBA. He said he wasn't ranked in the WBO, but when he got his visa, he had a fight lined up with Guillermo Rigondeaux in Macau, China. But since he wasn't ranked in the WBO, the fight for whatever reason fell through. But he already had his visa to stay here in America. Okay. I remember when we used to train together in here in New York. You had problems with the visa, and at one point you end up getting sent back to DR when that was getting sorted out. Can you tell me a little bit more about that as well as the ups and downs? Yo me recuerdo cuando tú y yo estábamos en el mismo gimnasio aquí en Nueva York y usted me estaba contando que estaba teniendo problemas con la visa y llegó un momento que tú tenías que irte para atrás para la República Dominicana y había mucho como bajo y mucho alto. ¿Tú me puedes contar de tu experiencia con todo eso y qué fue exactamente lo que pasó?
Sí, lo que pasa es que mi contrato con Samsung Leocowi ya se estaba terminando. Entonces tenía que venir para Estados Unidos, esperar que se me venza la visa aquí, porque no podía renovarla desde Estados Unidos allá.
De República Dominicana, tú dices.
No, sí, tenía que llegar aquí a República Dominicana para poder hacer la renovación aquí. Entonces aquí fue un problema, porque entonces Samsung, como se terminó el contrato, si hubiera terminado, después que se terminó, se me venció la visa y él no quiso renovarme más y yo no quise seguir con él. Entonces me quedé aquí aproximadamente alrededor de un año esperando un contrato de la Torran. Entonces ahí luego ellos me firmaron y ahí luego ellos me sacaron la visa nuevamente.
Okay. So he said originally he was signed to Samson Lukowitz, and as his contract was expiring, so was his visa. So he had to go back to the Dominican Republic to reapply for a visa to come live here in America. But he said that as his contract with Samson was expiring, Samson didn't want to renew the contract. So when he went back to the DR, he was stuck there because he couldn't fly back because Samson was no longer backing him as a promoter. But he said that in that process, Top Rank showed interest in signing him. So that process took about a year, and then Top Rank put up the money to represent him, and that's how he got his visa again. Okay. Eh, uh, tú peleaste 2 veces en Japón. ¿Y cuál fue la vez que te pasó algo malo allá? So you fought twice in Japan. What was which fight was the one where you got scammed?
En el 2016, cuando yo fui a pelear título mundial en Osaka, Japón, ahí yo recibí la paga del dinero. Entonces me fui a Estados Unidos. Allá en Estados Unidos me entregaron el dinero. Luego salí de Estados Unidos desde Boston, salí a Miami. Miami hacia aquí, República Dominicana. Y cuando revisé el dinero, yo traía el dinero en una maleta de mano. Y cuando chequeé el dinero, la muchacha me dio las zapatas como que le diera la maleta para tirarla, ponerla adelante, porque los cauchos estaban llenos. Ella lo que hizo que tiró la maleta por abajo y parece, no sé qué fue lo que pasó. Cuando llegué aquí a Santo Domingo, ya no había un peso ahí, $70,000. Lo de la pelea, todo lo de la pelea.
So I asked him about his trip to Japan where he got scammed, and he claims that when he went to fight there, they claimed that they were going to pay him once he got to America. And when he got to America, they gave him his check, they gave him cash, and which no, whatever. They gave him cash. So when he got the cash, he put the he put the money in his luggage. And when by the way, it was $70,000. So he put the money in his luggage, and then the stewardess was saying like to give him his bag so they can put it and to check the bag basically. And he said, I guess they put it all the way at the bottom, but when he got to his house, he opened up the luggage, and he goes that not even $1 was left in there. He goes $70,000 for down the drain. So he basically fought for free. ¿Qué fue que tú, what do you think happened? Like, what would be your assumption? Why were you missing this money? ¿Qué tú crees que fue que pasó? ¿Por qué fue que tú crees que ese dinero no estaba ahí? ¿Tú crees que alguien te lo robó? ¿Se te perdió? ¿Qué fue que pasó?
Alguien, parece cuando tiraron la maleta por la barriga del avión, parece que alguien ahí en el avión hay cámara en la barriga y parece que uno de ellos chequeó y miró que había un dinero. Como el dinero yo no lo hubiera declarado y nada, pues yo no sabía nada de eso, ni me dijeron que tenía que hacerlo así, de la forma correcta. Yo lo traía normal, mi dinero de mi pelea con mi contrato. Y entonces ahí parece que alguien lo vio y mayormente todo el que trae dinero así es porque es dinero ilegal y lo cogieron.
Yeah. So he said that what he thinks happened was since he put it in the luggage, he didn't know that you have to report that you're bringing that amount of money. He didn't know nothing about that. And he goes, most people who bring that large amount of money usually is doing something illegal, but he got that money from a fight. His money was legal, so he didn't think nothing of it, and he didn't know that when you're carrying that large amount of cash, you have to claim it. So he said he thinks most likely it was somebody who worked at the airport, got word that there was money in it, and they opened it up and took it. So it's unfortunate, but that's what happened. Yeah. Okay. Entonces tú dijiste que te firmaba Top Rank. You said you were signed to Top Rank?
Yeah.
Sí. Y en tu última pelea, que te la robaron, que yo la vi, te la robaron, que tú perdiste. Tú sigues con Top Rank. In your last fight, you got totally robbed. I saw that last fight. Are you
No,
still with Top Rank?
no, el contrato se venció y yo no renové más con ellos porque yo me sentí incómodo sobre cómo yo voy a pelear en una cartera de ellos, yo siendo el boxeador favorito de ellos y por punto, una pelea clara donde yo la gané, yo salgo perdedor. Entonces ahí yo decidí no renovar el contrato.
Ellos querían renovarlo.
Ellos no me lo pidieron, pero tampoco yo dije
Aunque
nada.
te lo pidieran, tú no lo ibas a coger.
Yo no lo iba a renovar como quiera, porque yo sentía que ellos como que, no sé, porque yo no podía perder en una cartera de ellos, yo ganando mi pelea.
Yeah. So he said that he got. So what happened? He didn't get released from Top Rank once he took that loss, but they never offered him a contract to renew because the contract had just expired. But he said even if they even offered a contract, he wouldn't have taken because he didn't feel comfortable over there. He said that he doesn't understand how he's fighting on a Top Rank card, and he clearly beats his opponent, and he gets robbed. He didn't understand that. He doesn't feel comfortable with that promotional company, and he don't understand why that happened. Okay. Y entonces, ¿cómo eso afecta tu visa? ¿Tu visa ahora tú estás que no puedes venir a Estados Unidos o tú qué se mueve ahí? So
No,
how does that affect your visa? Are you allowed to come back to the country? Is your visa still valid? How does that work?
no, yo estaba allá en Estados Unidos. Yo llegué aquí a Santo Domingo hace aproximadamente una semana y algo. Mi visa se vence en este año, ya, pero yo tengo una nueva compañía, yo firmé con una compañía, yo firmé con Luis Di Vela.
Okay. Me está dando noticia. All right. So he says that he actually is still living in America, and he flew into Dominican Republic just as recently as last week, and that although his visa expires in a year, he does have another promoter who he is negotiating a contract with, and that promoter is called Lou DeBella. Okay. Entonces la pelea este sábado, cuéntame de eso. Eso es como una pelea como para pa calientarte para lo que hay en el futuro. So you fight this Saturday. Is that fight like kind of like a tune-up fight for the future?
Sí, es una pelea porque vienen grandes cosas por ahí, entonces tenemos que empezar a calentar los motores, como se dice aquí, y una peleita para ponerme bien nítido, para entrar de nuevo al renglón, y entonces ya de ahí para adelante pelear en Estados Unidos, allá en la televisión y todo eso.
Okay. He said that, this fight is kind of like a tune-up fight. He goes, as we say in Dominican Republic, this is something just to warm up our motor to go on further. He claims that, after this tune-up fight, he wants to fight back here in America, especially he wants to fight on television. Okay. ¿En qué peso tú ves continuando tu carrera? ¿En qué peso próximo?
Bueno, yo, yo mi peso normal, 122 libras, siempre he hecho mi carrera ahí. Pero si cuando llegue el momento que tenga que subir, me imagino que tendré que subir a las 126.
Okay. So I had asked him what weight class is he going to be fighting in. I understand he was champion at 122, and he says that his whole career he's been a 122 pounder. He plans to continue staying at 122, but he goes if the right opportunity presents itself at 126, he's more than willing to move up. Okay, entonces ¿cuándo uno puede esperar que tú vas a pelear una pelea en televisión o una pelea por un título? Como en tu mente, ¿cómo tú lo tienes planeado? ¿En un año? ¿En dos, tres peleas? ¿Cómo tú lo ves en tu mente?
Bueno, hasta ahora el plan que se ha estado llevando son dos peleas como transitorias. Entonces, después de esas dos peleas, ya pueden venir dos peleas fuertes, para entrarme dentro de los rankings. Ya aproximadamente el año que viene, ya yo podría estar peleando un título.
All right. So he said that he's going to have 2, 3 more tune-up fights, and then he'll have two more, he'll fight some contenders to get into the rankings. And then after that, he wants to put himself in position to win a world title. All right. Le quiero dar la oportunidad a los fanáticos que lo está viendo a nosotros que te haga una pregunta. ¿Se puede hacer?
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to pin the link at the top of the chat. So anybody who wants to call in and ask a question or two, please feel free to do so. If there's something I missed that you feel you want to ask, just click that link at the top of the chat, and you can ask your question. Also, don't be intimidated. If you don't speak Spanish, I will translate for you. I have absolutely no problem. I'll translate the answer as well for all the fans that are watching this as well. Okay. All right. So I pinned the link in the top of the chat. So please click that link, come in, ask your question. Okay. Entonces, you're still living in New York. ¿Tú sigues viviendo en Nueva York?
Sí, yo estoy ahora por el lado, haciendo campamento como siempre, en el lugar de Springfield, Massachusetts.
Okay. Pero ¿a dónde tú estás viviendo? ¿También allá?
Springfield, sí.
Okay. So he says that he's living in Springfield, Massachusetts as of right now. He's no longer living in New York. What do you prefer? Do you prefer Springfield, Massachusetts, or do you prefer New York? ¿A dónde tú prefieres vivir? ¿En Springfield o o en Nueva York?
No, Springfield es mejor porque hay menos ambiente y ahí hay más concentración para nosotros, los boxeadores.
Okay. So he says he likes Springfield better than New York because that Springfield is a lot less things to do. So he's more focused. He goes, as a boxer, you need to be focused. And, New York, there's a lot going on. Entonces tú estabas aquí en Nueva York en todos los parties.
No, en los parties no.
I asked him if he was in New York with partying. He said, nah, that he wasn't partying out here. Guys, let me know if you guys want to call in, because if not, I'm gonna let him go. I don't want to keep him here too long. He's giving me his time. He's trying to make weight. ¿Y cómo va el peso?
Estoy en el peso ya.
Yeah, he says he's already on weight. Esta pelea, ¿en qué peso es?
Es 123 a 124.
Okay, so he said that this fight is a catch weight of either 123 or 124 pounds, but he says he's already on weight. Okay. Entonces, ¿tú tienes una faja preferida que te prefería estar rankeado en una? O OMB, CMB, AMB? Do you have a preference in sanctioned bodies? Would it be WBA, WBC, IBF?
Yo cualquiera, yo cojo cualquiera. Cuando venga la oportunidad, esa es la que yo voy a coger.
He said whichever title, whichever sanctioning body ranks him, that he's willing to fight in that. Entonces, ahora tú no estás rankeado en ninguna, ¿verdad?
No.
He says he's currently not ranked in none of the sanctioning bodies. But yeah, hopefully he will be. Okay. No, pero okay, parece que no me están dando llamada, pero quiero darle muchas gracias por darme el tiempo. Tú sabes que tú eres de lo mío, tú sabes que cuando tú quieres promover algo, tú tengas una pelea, nada más llamarme y tú puedes estar en mi show. Cualquier cosa que tú y yo, tú sabes, te conozco personalmente y fue muy bacano verte otra vez.
Muchas gracias, mi hermano. Mira que te di esta entrevista, yo rebajando con esta hambre que tengo y dije, no, hay que darle la entrevista como quiera.
Oye, te lo agradezco mucho, en verdad, en verdad. Entonces, próxima vez que te veo, te voy a comprar algo muy bueno de comer, ¿ok? Que tú no tengas pelea, tía, para yo comprarte una cena.
Está bien, gracias, Joel.
Ok, mi hermano. All right, bye.
Bendiciones.
All right. So, so I'll translate that last part for you guys. He basically he was like, I was like, thank you so much for the interview, and he said, well, he goes, no, that that I should be grateful because he's very hungry right now. He's thirsty, and he goes, but no, he says, I got to give Joel the interview. I got to give Joel the interview. So he's like, I'm sucking up being hungry and tired just to be on your show. So I really appreciate that from him, man. That was really nice of him. He fights this Saturday. So damn well that man is hungry, tired, sleepy, thirsty. So for him to be on a channel with me and give me an interview, gave me great answers, answered all my questions, didn't curve anything. I really appreciate that from him. Again, that's my first ever former world champion interview. I'm feeling very good right now, very accomplished. But all right, guys, I want to talk about a little bit what's going on in the boxing world right now. And 1 second. First, so I never got to finish my thought on the golden era in boxing. So basically, I had shown this earlier, right before he came on, and I was saying, yo, we in the golden age in boxing. To be honest with you, look at these fights, man. Triple G Murata, Spence Ugas, Fury White, Valdez Stevenson, Taylor Serrano, Fulton Roman, and I could go on and on and on. On and on and on. We're in the golden age in boxing, man. Listen, people are going to look back at this era and go, damn, look how many undisputed fights we got. You know what I'm saying? We got Castano, Charlo. Canelo's already undisputed. 140 is already undisputed. 135, we got Kambosos Haney about to fight for undisputed. They're having Spence Ugas is a 3-belt unification with the winner talking about they're willing to fight Terrence Crawford next. That'll be for undisputed. Right now, Usyk, after his fight with Joshua, let's say he beats Joshua, the only logical fight is him and Fury. That'll be for undisputed, and that's a heavyweight division. Man, we in a great, great spot in boxing, man. I really like where this sport is going. And this is a perfect time to be a boxing YouTuber. Anybody who hits me up, talk about they want to be a boxing YouTuber, I'm like, yo, bro, get in before this shit start getting crowded. Get in now, man. I really like where the sport is going. There's been a lot more interest in these young fans, especially. That's why I find, Ryan Garcia to be a really important person in this generation, because he has a lot of presence in social media, and that's where a lot of the young people are. That's where a lot of people are in general, but specifically younger people. And I think he could bring those eyeballs to boxing and, revitalize the sport. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to just this year in boxing. This year is going to be one for the history books. We're going to look back at this year and go, wow, what a fucking year. And the year's, it's not even midway. We're in April, and we got a whole run. Look at the schedule run this coming month. Just this month, forget May and June. Just this month, we got a bunch of good fights. Let me see if I can find something where we could show it in succession, because it's insane how good the schedule is, and I'm almost like shocked. People, you know what it is. I get pissed off when people talk shit about boxing, but when it's going good, they don't talk about the good. They only want to talk about when it's bad. Fuck boy ass motherfuckers, man. So let me show you guys the lineup right now. So look, March 25th. I honestly, I don't even know who's that, to be honest. I don't know, but this is on ESPN Plus. Man, ESPN, they don't know what they're doing. Oh, wait. Oh, this was all right. That was March. I'm bugging. No wonder I don't know who's that. All right. So we got Michaela Mayer versus Jennifer Hahn on ESPN. We got Gennady Golovkin versus Ryota Murata. We got Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Togo. Errol Spence versus Ugas. Then we got Tyson Fury, Dillian White, Shakur Stevenson. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy run we're in. Crazy run. Facts. Facts, Michael. Facts, Michael. Boxing over MMA. Yes. There's no way you're gonna tell me that MMA got that many lined up, stacked up. Absolutely not. I guarantee you they don't. I guarantee you they don't. And speaking of this weekend, I'm most excited to see Ryan Garcia, man. I'm really that little fast hand motherfucker. And by the way, I'm predicting knockout of the year this Saturday. I'm predicting that Ryan Garcia is going to win by knockout of the year. And you know what's funny? I did this last year. I predicted knockout of the year, Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. And as you guys know, I fell flat on my face. But you know what? From now on, every single year, I'm going to predict knockout of the year. That's how you know you got fucking balls. When you're able to get on camera and go, listen, I'm predicting this fight is knockout of the year. Who does that? Broadway does that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm predicting knockout of the year, sometimes Emmanuel Togo, he tends to lean in at when he misses his punches, or when he throws his jab, he tends to do the they call it what they call the pulling arrow. You know how you pull an arrow like that? When he throws his jab, he tends to do this. And that fast ass Ryan Garcia left hook, or when he's leaning all the way over, you telling me if Ryan Garcia learns an uppercut, yo, he may hurt this dude bad, man. If Ryan Garcia don't knock this guy out in sensational fashion, I would be surprised. Again, I'm predicting knockout of the year. I think this kid is that good. I think he has mental issues, but he's a young guy, you know, and the social media, it's getting all, you know, this is all new to human body, all this social media and shit like that. So I think he just got a little bit overwhelmed. But if he could get focused in, and he has Joe Goosen, who's a very good trainer in his corner. If Joe Goosen could get that kid's head on straight, I'm telling you, this kid could be special. And again, I'm predicting knockout of the year this Saturday night. Ryan Garcia over Emmanuel Togo. And by the way, Emmanuel Togo said that he's going to do the drunken master in the 5th round, that he's going to act like Emmanuel Augustus. So we'll see if that's true. We'll see if that's true. Who has the better chin? Canelo, Triple G, Fury, or Chris Rock? I mean, to be honest, Chris Rock ain't really get hit that hard. Like, he kind of like rolled with the punch. He did get smacked. Don't get it twisted. He did get smacked. But I don't feel like he really, really got like, you know, palm bitch smacked. Like, you know, you got your hand on you. Nah, he ain't get that. But the best chin in boxing, I would have to say, is Canelo, man. Canelo fought Triple G twice, Kovalev, Daniel Jacobs, and these are all punches, and they can get hurt or dropped in either fight. To me, Canelo Alvarez definitely has the best chin in boxing. And I want to talk about Teofimo Lopez, man, because Teofimo Lopez, as you guys know, is one of my favorite fighters of all time. Well, of all time, you hear me? Teofimo Lopez is one of my favorite fighters currently. And unfortunately, he's doing this weird shit where he just can't accept that loss to Kambosos. This man is on record saying, "Hey, I think that the zone planned it out that way so Devin Haney can get his chance at undisputed, and it was a setup. It was this, it was that." And it's like, bro, it wasn't a setup. I was there at the fight. You lost. You lost. Take the L, man. Take that L. I don't understand. And the reason he's going through all these mental issues, I feel, and of course, I know there's other things he's dealing with in his life, but you're not going to tell me that loss didn't have something to do with his stress, didn't have something to do with him being all delusional and shit. If he was to just go on Instagram or Twitter and go, yo, honestly, it took me a while to accept the loss, but I really did lose. Congratulations to Kambosos. I know I'm like 7-8 months late, but at the end of the day, you have to accept it someday, and I finally accepted it. If he said that, he would move on with his career. More people will be, he'll be more likable now because people are like, oh, look, he got humbled. It's almost like he took the L and didn't get humbled. Usually when you lose, you get humbled. You realize like, damn, I got to go back to the drawing board. I got to figure out where I went wrong. And part of it is he doesn't want to leave his father, who a lot of people, including myself, think that maybe he shouldn't be training with him, or maybe he should have an assistant, or maybe his father shouldn't work the corner. Maybe he should just train him. Like, you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways to maneuver where maybe your father could still be part of your camp, but just not the head trainer. I just think he needs a lot of help, man. And I just wanted to put that out there because I truly don't want to see a once promising career fall down the drain, man. Because I was picking him against Tank. I was picking him against Haney. And I don't know as far as with Ryan. I don't know. Ryan's pretty good. So I don't know where that would have went. But I was picking him against all these guys. And he goes and loses to Kambosos and just falls apart mentally. I just hope he's okay. And I've still got faith that he can turn it around. He's still a very young guy. I believe he's only 24, 25. So still a young guy. And I hope he can turn it around. Also, by the way, have you guys heard that the Cubans are now going pro? It's been 60 years since Cuban fighters have been able to go pro. This is an absolute game changer. An absolute game changer. And the reason why I'm so excited about Cuban fighters being able to fight professional is the guy who just won the gold medal in the lightweight division against Keyshawn Davis. That kid, Andy Cruz, is special, man. He is somebody who is like liquid, man. He's not like the typical Cuban style in the sense that he runs around. He reminds me a little bit, I'm not saying he's the next this, but I'm saying he reminds me a little bit of Pernell Whitaker in the sense that he'll hit you with 2-3 shots and then just kind of move and glide out the way. It's not like he's boxing. It was almost like he's on ice skates moving around. I really like Andy Cruz. I think that in a year or two, he can definitely be a player in the lightweight division. I really like him. Again, people are high on Keyshawn Davis. I spoke to Bomac, who's the trainer of Keyshawn Davis as well as Terrence Crawford. And what he told me was, listen, Keyshawn Davis in 18 months will be champion. In 18 months, he told me that. So what do you think the guy who beat him in the Olympics is going to do? So I'm very high on Andy Cruz. And you know damn well, if I get a chance to interview him, I definitely will. I'm going to see what I can do. But I apparently a bunch of Cubans are going to go pro this May in Mexico. I don't understand how that works. Are they still going to stay Cuban citizens? Are they going to be able to live wherever they want? Is their money going to be taxed by the Cuban government? How much is it going to be taxed? I don't know, but I'm very interested into how this changes the dynamic in boxing, man. I'm really do. But yeah, that's something that I definitely wanted to address here. And hold on. What's the most important fight of the weekend? I think it's Triple G versus Murata. Well, and this is Ezra from the Ezra podcast, and me and you, we always go back and forth. That is a title unification fight. So technically it's that fight, since it's a unification fight, that's the most important one. But if you want to go, what's the most interesting fight for me? What's the fight I want to see more? I want to see that Ryan Garcia fight. I want to see this young man come back. I was really looking forward to his fights last year. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the fights never happened. And he's finally looks like he's not gonna pull out. Look, we're already fight date. It's already Wednesday. He's definitely gonna fight this Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully nobody catches COVID. Hopefully nothing happens. They both make weight. Again, what's the most important fight? That may be the more important fight for the sport. You know what I'm saying? Especially, Ezra, you just got on. I'm predicting knockout of the year. I think Ryan Garcia is going to beat Emmanuel Tagoe by knockout of the year. And I have my reasons. I honestly think this is a very big mismatch. I think Ryan Garcia is faster, stronger, younger, taller, hits harder. And Emmanuel Tagoe, he has defenses laps. He leans over his foot sometimes. A lot of times he throws his jab. He puts his right hand down. And you know damn well he's going to be hittable for that left hook. And isn't he coming off a long layoff himself? I got to double check that. But if I'm not mistaken, he's coming off a long layoff himself. So he's older, coming off a long layoff. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, he hasn't fought since November of 2020. And I know you guys are going to say, oh, but Ryan Garcia is also coming off a long layoff. And it's true. But Ryan Garcia's layoff is not only shorter, he's also a lot younger. You know what I'm saying? So that, like, you got to take that into consideration. Karma, what's up, sweetheart? Shout out to you. Yeah. Triple G, yes, it's at an odd time. Yeah, I believe it's in the morning, like 7 or 8 in the morning. For all you guys who wake up at that time, definitely go catch that fight live. But Lubin Fondora is pretty important. It's a WBC eliminator. The winner of that fight is going to fight the winner of Tim Tszyu versus, no, not Tim Tszyu, Castaño Charlo. Well, there'll be the WBC mandatory for that undisputed fight. Who knows who's up? I believe the WBO is up for the mandatory. But point is, yeah, that is an important fight. They're all important. But again, the fight I want to see more, and the fight I think is more important for the sport of boxing, is Ryan Garcia, because I believe he's somebody that's special enough that he can be the future of boxing. He can be the next big prospect. He can be the next big thing. He could be the next, in terms of popularity-wise, the next Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He has that potential. He could probably even be bigger than Canelo. Who knows? He's a young guy that speaks English, good-looking, scores knockouts, has fast hands. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot going for him. You know, and he has a lot of relationships with all those Jake Paul guys, and he did the body shot challenge with Francis Ngannou. He has a lot of relationships, and he's somebody who I feel like knows how to market. He knows how to promote himself, and he's been doing a great job at it. He really has. Really has. Casemiro versus Butler mandatory showdown set for April 22nd in Liverpool. What do you think about this fight? I did not know that was set. That's set? I got to confirm that. Because last I heard of Casemiro, he allegedly, like, I don't know, he did he got caught up in some sexual allegation in the Philippines. I remember I was live and I read it out loud. It was a Jake Donovan article. Yes, again, I don't know, but that does seem suspicious that he now gets a fight. I remember that was a lot of controversy around him. Let me see if that fight is set. I'm checking BoxRec, although BoxRec sometimes don't be on it, you know. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, Paul Butler in Liverpool. Okay. How the fuck I missed that one? But to answer your question, I got Casemiro winning that fight, man. I got Casemiro winning that fight. These British dudes, man, they ain't fucking with man. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. I got Casemiro. Wait, hold on. He and Xander Zayas. I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah. Oh, you talk about you think Xander Zayas may be the future of the sport? I don't think so. I don't think so. He needs to learn how to punch, and but by well that I mean Xander Zayas. He has good awareness. He has good reflexes, but what happens is he he doesn't know how to sit exactly on his punches correctly. He does a lot of arm punches at time, and he punches weird. He punches very weird. I remember seeing him at the Madison Square Garden, the Hulu Theater, in his last fight, and he was landing so many clean shots and couldn't drop the guy, couldn't knock the guy out. You wondering why? Because he wasn't sitting down on his punches. You can't land that many clean punches and not drop your opponent. If you're a professional fighter, if you land as many clean shots as Xander Zayas did and you can't knock that guy out, that means you're not either you don't have it or you don't have enough power. I mean, either you don't have enough power or you're not punching correctly. Now, does he have enough power? I don't know, but he's definitely not punching correctly. He's definitely not sitting on his punches all the way. I literally had a perfect angle when he had his opponent in that corner, and he just couldn't really sit down on his punches the right way. He just really couldn't just boom, just couldn't do it. So, yeah, I don't. He does, Karma. He needs to learn how to punch. He needs to learn how to punch. He needs to learn how to sit down on his punches. That's probably the better way of putting it. He needs to learn how to sit down on his punches. It's something subtle, but if you have a personal trainer who's a boxing coach and he'll tell you punch without using your legs, and then he tells you to punch with using your legs, you'll feel a drastic amount of power in your punches. So a lot of guys like George Foreman. George Foreman was a guy who didn't sit down on his punches. He was just kind of like flail. Same thing with Wilder too. And those are big punchers, but those guys were just naturally heavy-handed people who could get you out of there with one. So it looks like Xander Zayas is not that gifted kind of puncher where he doesn't need to sit down on it. There's only certain guys that just need to place it there. Like Wilder, he just needs to place it there. Who else? Julian Jackson and like these heavy punches. Julian Jackson used to sit on his punch. That's a bad example. But point is, there's certain hard punches that need to sit down on it. I haven't watched all his fights. No, I haven't every single fight. No, but I've watched enough of him to make that assessment. I've watched enough of Xander Zayas to make that assessment, and I saw him live. I saw what I saw on TV live, and it confirmed to me that he's having this problem when he didn't get his guy out of there. I don't know. I confirmed that shit. But guys, if you guys want to call in, the link is still pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to call in, ask a question. I know Tracy there wants to fight me because I don't think Xander Zayas is the next big thing. But yeah, if you guys want to call in and argue with me, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to be on too much longer, but I definitely am excited about what's going on in this boxing game, man. I really love it. I love this sport, man. Get Down on Your Song came into my head. What song? I don't know what you're talking about, but what fight you guys most excited for this Saturday? Let me know in the comment section, man. Let me know. Also, by the way, I got a lot of interviews lined up. I have so many interviews lined up that I'm almost like, all right, when do I schedule it? When do I do this? How do I do that? But it's hard juggling a bunch of things. As some of you guys know, I got a baby on the way. Fucking going to the doctor. Yo, by the way, my baby's a Hall of fucking Famer. My baby's making the Hall of Fame, man. Yo, my baby. Yo, he is currently 9 pounds, 10 ounces. In the womb. 9 pounds, 10 ounces. They said that they couldn't measure him and compare him to other babies because he's so big. So shout out to my son, man. All right. Garcia, that's who Boxer Girl / Tracy. That's what the fight this Saturday she's looking forward to most. Karma, she's looking forward to Grandpa Gennady. Luis Rodriguez is looking forward to Fandor Lubin. Damn, that's a lot of that. Listen, every fight this weekend got a pick, so nobody's coming off in the lead. Yes, he is future Hall of Famer. Thank you, Karma. Thank you. Absolutely, man. My baby's big, strong, and healthy, man. Yo, you should see my girl. I'll be across the couch and I look. I just see my little his little elbow poking out her belly, man. Like, yo, he be really hurting her how strong he is. My baby is strong. He's big. I'm super excited to meet my son, man. He gonna be the GOAT. I'm telling y'all right now, this is marked down in history. My son gonna be the GOAT. But yeah, man. Hold on. Boxer Girl, you like Garcia because he's a princess. Yo, you know what's funny? Yo, people don't like Ryan Garcia because he's a pretty boy. Like that, yo, boxing dudes, y'all hard on him, man. Y'all like, nah, man. This dude's too pretty. This dude does too much TikTok dances. This dude does too much body shot challenges. And I don't know why y'all hate him, man. All I know is he knocks motherfuckers out cold. Like, we seen him fuck up Duno. We seen him fuck up Fonseca. We seen him knock out Luke Campbell with a body shot. We seen him knocked out Rodriguez, my Dominican brother. He's a puncher, man. Like, his power is legit. And you could say, like, oh yeah, maybe because the level of competition he's facing and this and that. Nah, my man. Look what Garcia did to Fonseca, and then look what Fonseca did in the Tank fight. Two totally different types of performances, man. Get what I'm saying? He was the only guy to stop Luke Campbell. You get what I'm saying? You got to give him credit for that. And then you got to give him credit for how early he's getting these guys out of here. With the exception of the Luke Campbell fight, he got Duno down in 2, and then he got Fonseca out in 1. Bro, like, I think people don't want to give him his credit because he's a pretty boy, because he pulled out a couple fights, because maybe he comes across as weird, or maybe you don't understand him or who he is. But trust me, dude, that man can fight, man. That man can fight. Yo, nah, she says she don't find him attractive. She likes black dudes, bro. Trust me. You should have seen her reaction when I told her I was gonna have Elvis Rodriguez on. She was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna be on," and then she missed it. She was all excited about the Elvis Rodriguez interview, how cute he is and all that, because he a black dude, and I know you like your black men, but you ain't show up to the interview. Nah, nobody like Garcia. He only talks shit and not fight. I do agree with that. He do be talking too much shit on Instagram and Twitter. And what I mean by that is after every fight, he'd be like, oh, I would have knocked out both of them. I would have knocked out Haney and Jojo Diaz. I would have knocked out Cambosos and Tio. I would have knocked out Isaac Cruz and Gervonta Davis. That's just turning off a lot of fans. A lot of fans don't like that, especially when you're not fighting. It's not like you calling these guys out, you talking shit to these dudes. And even though you're not fighting them, you're still fighting other fighters. You're not even doing that. So, yeah. Why doesn't he want to fight Cruz or Michelle Rivera? Well, Isaac Cruz is with PBC. Michelle Rivera is with PBC. So, yeah, they're not gonna fight each other. They're not gonna fight each other. That's why they won't. You could say why he's not fighting William Zepeda. We'll see what he happens after this fight. I believe, is he still ranked in the WBC? Because he was ranked, I believe, number 2 in the WBC. Is he still ranked? I gotta check. Hold on, I'm checking right now. He's ranked number 3 in the WBC. So he'll eventually work his way up into a Mando spot. And let me see if he's ranked in any other sanctioning bodies. Damn, Ryan Garcia's not ranked in any other sanctioning body? That's crazy to me. But yeah, he's ranked in the WBC. Eventually, he'll get a mandatory spot. Listen, man, if I listen. I get you guys concerned. You guys are concerned because he signed with Golden Boy, and we've seen what Golden Boy has done with Munguia and Virgil Ortiz. Not necessarily putting them in the most competitive fights, but we have to trust the process, man. The kid is only, how old is Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia has to be like 23 years old, 22. Know what I'm saying? Although we see those skills are there, absolutely, and that power is legit. But at the same time, we can't, we can't ignore what we seeing, man. We really can't. But all right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. I appreciate you guys for being on the show. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the interview with Jonathan Guzman. I will be cutting it up and putting it up piece by piece at a later date, as I will with all my other videos. It's just I've been real busy, got a baby on the way, and you guys should know that takes up a lot of your time. Look, oh, so there you go. He's 23. He's 20. How old is Boots? Boots is, I think, 26 and don't even got a belt. So, you know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, he's going to get his shot. He's going to get his shot eventually. And maybe that's after. Who knows? Maybe he fights the winner. Oh, no. I guess they have a rematch clause. But maybe eventually he'll get a Cambosos or Haney fight, depending on the winner, if they stay at 135. Like, come on, man. Like, we gotta pay attention. We gotta pay attention. And by the way, I'm not getting into that whole black Latino shit, man. Like, whatever, man. That's not where I was trying to go with it. I was just trying to say boxer girl likes some chocolate. So we're not gonna argue that Elvis is white. That's one thing we're not gonna argue. She said, hold on, let me go back to her comment. Let me go to there you go. Black and Latino, let's be clear. There you go. She wanted to make it clear. So either whatever y'all consider him, he's both, and she has a crush on him. But all right, guys, yo, thank you so much for hanging on all the way to the end of the show. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And again, I'll chop this video up and put it up at a later date. But all right, guys, until next time, peace.